Hi there, you are back with me, Lisa Sabala, the Easy Breezy Boss Life Podcast. Today, I want to talk about a super practical thing that often gets overlooked when hiring a virtual assistant or building a small team. And you would not be able to guess this, but the topic is actually choosing apps that give admin user access. That simple. Choosing apps or platforms that allow an admin user to log in your behalf without using your own username and password. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I've seen it too many times. You're growing your business, you sign up for an app. It could be for email marketing or maybe managing your CRM, or building your course platform or building your website. You get excited, you punch in your credit card info into the app, and boom, you are ready to work smarter, or at least you thought you would be. Then you hire a virtual assistant. So yay, you are finally delegating. You have the intention of delegating the work that you have to do in that app that you just bought. So how exactly are you going to delegate the work to your virtual assistant? How are you going to give access to your virtual assistant to log in to your app or platform or tool? Of course, you need to give your VA access to this app, and then you realize that there is no way to add them as a user. You tinker in the settings, you go to the different tabs, and there is no way that you can add a second user to the workspace of the app that you just paid for. Bummer. So the usual scenario is, if this happens, have you just decided to just give your VA your logins, your personal logins, the one that also has your billing tab, your credit card info, your personal information, your address, your account email, and in some cases, it even has the power to lock you out of your own app. So let me ask you something. Do you like living dangerously? Because when you give someone your personal logins, your own username and password, or your email and your password so that they can log into your actual account, you are living dangerously. That's what you're doing. And I get it. Like, maybe some of you are telling me, Lisa, I trust my virtual assistant. It's fine. But don't get me wrong, okay? I'm not saying your VA is out there trying to sabotage your business and they change your password without your knowledge and then they lock you out on purpose. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying here. I want to be clear. Most of the time, your virtual assistant is just trying to do their job. But accidents happen. Buttons will get clicked without the intention of it getting clicked in the first place. Accounts get suspended, plans get upgraded by accident, and then it gets charged to your credit card without you giving your consent. And the worst part is, passwords could get reset without you giving your consent. The next thing you know is you're calling tech support in tears while your virtual assistant is also panicking because they might lose their job. And let me tell you squarely right now that no one wins in that situation. Besides, this is not even about trusting your virtual assistant or not. This is about smart delegation and also protecting your business assets. So let me give you an example or some examples of apps that I'm talking about. There are actually several popular tools where even on a paid plan, you cannot add a team member with limited access or user access or even manager access, okay? And here are some that I've experienced and have used where granting a team member access as an admin user runs into issues. Number one, it's actually an app that I like. It's called Flowdesk. You can create beautiful emails, but no user roles, which makes me really unhappy. The second one is Filmora, because it's great for quick content, video creation, but not so great for shared logins. The next one is Kajabi under the basic plan. I know it used to be before in their basic plan, you could have an admin user added to your workspace, but recently they made changes and the basic plan no longer allows an admin user on your workspace. You have to upgrade before you can bring someone else in to build your courses, manage your email campaigns, and so on. Now listen, I am not hating on these platforms. The platforms are actually great. They're fantastic for solo entrepreneurs or small operations. But if you're building a team and you want to scale, you have to think ahead on which apps to choose to bring along with you in your business growth. Because what happens when you need to scale or when your VA accidentally hits the wrong setting and upgrades your plan? Yes, that has happened before. Ask me how I know. So let me be clear. I do not hate these apps. They're actually good. They do the job. But I can't help but think they were made without foresight, or at least they were made to charge the user or the account owner extra to add an admin user. And, it's not for CEOs trying to build a team. So if you are using these tools and you're serious about growing your business and delegating to a team, you need to ask yourself, can I build a business on these tools that were never meant to support a team? Because it only allows one user to access. Or if the app that you have does allow you to add an admin user or a manager on the workspace or a team member, you also, as a CEO, do not want to spend extra to upgrade to a paid version so you can actually take advantage of that feature. Which begs the question, are you ready to invest in the tools or apps that let you build and support a growing team? Because that is what this is all about. Can you actually grow a team with the tools that you have chosen? Let's paint a little picture. Imagine you're building a house. You hired a whole crew. You've got a foreman. Let's say your foreman is your virtual assistant, and then you hired some painters, maybe they're your social media VA or your graphic designers, and then you hired a decorator who, let's just say, is equivalent to your OBM or your outsourced business manager. That is your whole crew. Now imagine you've locked all the paint, the tools, the furniture behind a door that only you have the key to. And instead of giving them limited access, you're like, here you go, just borrow my keys. And just don't look at the budget drawer, or don't mind the demolition button that is right in the middle of the room where I put all my resources in. Have fun. That is how wild it sounds when you're actually giving your username and password, your own personal logins, to your virtual assistant. It's not just risky, it's not just inefficient, it is also a team culture killer. So what should you do instead? Well, from experience, here's just a few pieces of advice I want to share. Number one, just choose apps that allow team access. Okay, just choose apps that are cost-friendly, within your budget, that allows you to add user admin access to your workspace. Second is you look for tools that let you assign roles or permissions that can limit what they can see or do in your workspace. And prioritize platforms where you, as the business owner, can still stay in control without having to micromanage everything and having to hand off the keys to the castle. If you're not techie, don't feel stressed, because most good apps, the apps that actually were built or designed in a way for teams to grow, they make this super simple. And if you are techie, don't fall into the trap of, I can just share my password, it's just faster. Because the whole point is to free up your time, not babysit who has access to what. And yes, maybe I know some of you may be saying, well, Isa, I just use LastPass or 1Password and I share credentials safely. They don't have to log in with my own username and password. It's safe, it's secure. Okay, I hear you. Those tools are amazing for securely sharing access. But even if you're using tools to safely share login credentials, the minute your virtual assistant logs in, they can also see the billing section, your subscription plan, and they have the ability to change your subscription plan, to cancel your account, or worse, change your password. And if things ever go sideways, which hopefully they don't, but hey, sometimes life happens, you could be locked out of your account. That is not the easy breezy boss life. That is the panic attack in pajamas boss life, and we do not want that. So here's my rule of thumb. If the app doesn't allow admin or team member access with permissions, just don't sign up. Don't use the app. Because even if you are techie, you likely don't have the time. And if you're not techie, you're setting yourself up to be forever in the weeds. You are the CEO, remember? Your tools should support delegation and not sabotage it. Okay, now you might be wondering, for those of you who already signed up for a platform or an app, what if you paid for a year of the tool already? You already subscribed to a year access to the tool. Do you just throw it away? The answer is no, not necessarily. You can still use it for yourself for now, but maybe don't center your entire business operations around it. Maybe start exploring alternatives that do offer team access and admin users that can grow with you. The goal isn't perfection right now. It is intention. It is having the intention to actually grow and adjust, maybe even replacing a tool or an app so that you can exponentially grow instead of having to go back and forth with the decision, should I share my logins with my VA? I would say pick tools that work for the business you're building. Always have foresight on how you can grow, not just the business you're in right now. Now for the good stuff, here are my favorite tools that do allow admin access. Before I go on, you need to subscribe to this channel because, well, you haven't subscribed yet. Duh. Seriously, just subscribe because we'll love you so much if you do. All right, back to the script. I personally recommend these tools because I love them, I use them, and they make it really easy to give team member access without compromising your ownership. Number one is ActiveCampaign. This is great for email marketing. It has customizable user permissions, which I love. The second one is ConvertKit. It's called Kit right now. They changed their name. Really great email marketing tool, very easy to use. The third one is Wix. It's a fantastic website building tool and lets you assign admin roles. The next one is SamCart. This is a dream for digital products. And yes, admin access is also included in the tiers, depending on what subscription level you have. And this one, the next one, and the last one that I would like to recommend is actually free. It's part of the Facebook, Instagram workspace. It's called Meta Business Suite. This is for scheduling, content, graphics, and even managing ads. So you can add your whole team securely on the Meta Business Suite and have controls for how much or what they have access to in your workspace. These are the apps that allow you to stay in the driver's seat while still letting someone else help steer the vehicle. And let me say this. In the many years I spent as a virtual assistant and now as a business owner, I knew that making these kinds of decisions, it isn't always easy. It takes time to research the new tools. In fact, before I decide to subscribe or pay for an app or a tool, I would assign a research project for one of my virtual assistants in the team to actually check out the app and see if it has if you can add user access, admin user, or grow your team in the workspace. Because I know that once we do sign up for that app, it would be annoying to actually migrate your content. And I don't want to be stuck doing the actual migration. I want the team to be able to log in my behalf using their own logins, me being able to control what they have access to and what they don't have access to so that they can effectively do their job. Because it's frustrating when a beautiful app that you love using just doesn't have the functionality you need to delegate the work of using the app. And over time, you would grow your business and you realize that leadership means choosing what's best for everyone. So before you sign up for the next flashy, affordable app that promises to save your business and change your life, take a pause. Just go to Google first and search, can insert app name, add a team member or admin user. That's it. Very simple. Just go to Google and ask. Because delegating smart is not about handing over your passwords. It's about creating systems that let you share the load without losing control. Because you wouldn't hand over your wallet just because you ask your assistant to buy you lunch. So why are you giving someone full access to your business tools? So protect your passwords, protect your business, and most of all, protect your peace. That is how you keep the Easy Breezy Boss Life alive. Now, quick disclaimer before I go. If you are watching or listening to this episode months or even years after it dropped, it is totally possible that some of the apps that I mentioned have since maybe updated their features and they now allow admin users. So yay, if that is the case. Drop me a comment below, DM me, or email the team. I will try to do an updated episode with all the new info because I'm all about keeping things fresh, fair, and helpful. Thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for being a boss who cares. And remember, it's not just about the apps you choose, it's about the life you're building. One easy, breezy, delegated step at a time. And of course, if you found this video helpful, you're going to want to watch this next one right here where we help you delegate like a boss. See you next time.